Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of It's On Me with Jess G, the only podcast where all things Italian and all things out of bounds are discussed. I'm Giana Carli.
And I'm Jessica Marchi.
We're two Italian women that laugh and celebrate Italian culture always. And today we're going to talk about dating in our respective countries and what it's like to be in the queer community when you're Italian, as Miss Jess is.
But first, let's rewind. I am Jessica Marchi. I am an actor, comedy content creator, entrepreneur, and other things that I sometimes forget. Now also a podcast person. I was born and raised in Italy, in Bergamo, northern part of Italy, and I moved to Australia in Sydney when I was 15 years old with my family. So I have a very confused culture at the moment.
I'm Giana Carli, actor, producer, and sometimes I dress up as my 80-year-old nonno on the internet. I was born and raised in Chicago. My mom's side is from Sicily. My dad's side is from northern Italy. And now I currently live in Los Angeles, California.
So let's get into it. First topic that I want to talk about. When do you start dating in America?
Great question. So, of course, everyone is different. This answer is going to vary. But I feel like the time to start dating is typically in high school, and for others, college. But I would say roughly 17, 16.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Do
What
you know
is
what
it?
it's like in Italy?
What's it like
People
in
were
Italy?
dating at 11 years old.
Okay, I guess there are also like middle school relationships, but it wasn't really dating. It was like you saw each other in the hallway and would like look at each other and like giggle and walk away.
I swear to God, no. For us, it was like they were full on dating. And then you're outside of the school and they're smoking cigarettes. I'm talking 11 years old. Yes, I'm serious. We were 11, 12, 13. Smoking cigarettes. People were already telling me about the, fun stuff that they would do in the with people's body parts. And let's just say that I was not that kind of person back then. I was considered a loser, I guess you would say. But in reality, I was just like, I don't know how to do it. And I remember my friend would be like, I can teach you how to linguinare, which is, how to make out with tongue. And I'm like, how? She's like, you got to do it on the hand. I'm like, no, what do you mean? I'm 12. What?
I don't know what's more shocking, if it's the dating / activities that happen at 11 or smoking cigarettes.
I know.
I feel like after America passed the law where you can't smoke in restaurants,
Yeah.
everyone stopped smoking. Those who did smoke stopped smoking. And now if you even smoke like in high school or college, it's really frowned upon. I feel like it's not socially accepted here like it is by you.
I mean, look, I'm talking when I was 11. Like,
Okay.
that was a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what it's like now. But when I was 11, people were like, I think that's when I had my first cigarette. I think I was 13 when I had my first cigarette. I know. But to be honest, my nonna, which now is passed away, she actually was the one that was like, try, when I was 9. When I was 9, girl. And I was terrified for my life, so I didn't. I'm like, but anyway, we're going off topic here, okay? We're talking about when is dating in your country, which then kind of leads me to ask you, what is it like to be hit on by an Italian versus an American versus an Australian?
This is a fantastic question. I'll start with America since that's where I'm based. I think Americans are, of course, everyone varies, but overall, I'd say decently subtle. If you're out at a bar, I think they'd have to think a couple times before they came up to you and said something.
Okay.
And I describe it like that because I know the very opposite is in Italy, where they will let you know exactly how they feel the second they see you.
Yep.
I'm sure that every Italian man out there can relate that he has probably told dozens, if not hundreds of women that they are the most beautiful woman in the entire world.
That's so true.
Jess, I'm not saying, like, look, you and I, we are the most beautiful women in the entire world.
We are.
But, like,
We are.
how many times have you heard that? And it's just
So many times. I'm like, you hear it so many times. It's like, how many people are you actually saying these to? Because I wanted to be the only beautiful person in the world, but I feel like tomorrow it's going to be another girl. But who do you prefer, though? That's not cute. It was me. What are you talking about?
me.
It's me, Mario. But, like, also the thing about Italian men, though, and getting hit on by Italian men is that it can be quite,
aggressive,
yeah. But not even
sexy.
well, kind of, yeah. It can kind of be
Sick.
violating
Gross.
sometimes. Yeah. You know, they think it's okay to grab your ass.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's
Yeah.
not. I understand. Like, that's the thing. I actually grew up thinking that it's okay. I thought being sexualized by men was okay. But because that's the stuff that you see on TV. There's like this show called Striscia la Notizia. Like, any Italian that lives in Italy knows about it because it's a show that's on every night. When I was there, I'm not sure that it's on anymore. It's called Striscia la Notizia. And the Leveline are these two girls. One is blonde and one is brunette. And there's a competition to actually become part of this show. And they're literally in lingerie and they dance on this stage. And this is, by the way, daytime TV. Like, I think it was 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. So we all see it. We all see it. It's not like it's fine. There's nothing, there was never anything wrong with it. It's just the culture that it's very sexualized culture, which in a sense I'm proud of because it made me grow into being so confident in my body and I don't care and I'm just like, this is me and I feel empowered. At the same time, it has this idea on men that it's okay to actually sexualize women in real life too. That's TV. And like, but you should not sexualize women in real life where you go up to them and feel like it's okay to grab a boob. No,
No, that's never
No.
okay. That's
no,
never
don't do
okay.
that. No.
Yeah.
But
Interesting. I feel like I'm curious to see this show now, even though it doesn't have the best rep from you. But I'm interested to see it.
it's not a bad no, it's a good show. It's Striscia la Notizia. It's not bad. It's just the fact that they have Leveline on top. It's fine. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it as an Italian. It's more like as an Australian on the outside or as an American on the outside watching it in, then you can kind of look at the differences and how they don't do that in Australia. They don't do that in America. It's not something they do, which is what makes me see the difference. Because if I never lived here, I never would have thought there was anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
And I
yeah,
know that Italians
100%.
won't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
we-
No. 100%. Yep.
Yeah, it just is. And I don't know if it's actually still running, but it was when I was there. But I haven't been there in a long time. So we're talking
That's
15
fair.
years ago here.
Okay, I have a question that will probably lead into our next conversation, but I'm a straight woman. And in your experience when flirting with or maybe talking to men, do you ever find it different or interesting for a woman to approach a guy and hit on a guy first? Like, how do you think that's perceived as an Australian and an Italian? Because
Like
I know
to
how
hit on a girl.
I know it's so much less common as an American for a girl to hit on a guy than a guy to hit on a girl. I think as of recent, it's become a lot more common and like
Yeah.
accepted. But I think like in olden days, like I hear
Yeah.
stories from my mom, olden days. So like what, 20, 30, 40 years ago, my mom
Yeah.
would have never taken like the first step to hit on a guy.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's evolved slightly.
So are you asking me if I would do it?
Yeah. So what's it like hitting on guys, hitting on girls? And do you think there's a big difference between the two?
Right. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never hit on a girl. I don't know how to. I know. I get shy. I get scared of being rejected. Whereas with a man, I don't care if he rejects me. There's going to be another one. But also, like, the thing with women is that it's so hard for me to tell who's also gay. I don't know. So unless I've matched with someone on an app or I know that they are and I know that they're interested in me, then I don't. I mean, I did match with a girl some time ago. Oh my God, she listens to this podcast. I liked her. I thought she was really cool, but then got really busy with work and whatnot, so I could never really see her. And then I canceled on her, I think 4 times. And then I met her randomly on a night out, and I got so like talkative and so like because I was so nervous and like shy. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Whereas with men, I'm a little bit more like, meh,
Kind of sounds like you prefer girls.
No, I think it's just that men are easy.
Yeah, it's like literally who cares with guys? Like it's not that serious at all.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I have to go back to your story. I'm sorry, you canceled on her 4 times, Jess.
I know it's
That's
bad,
a lot.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I know.
Did you talk to her after that first date?
No, it wasn't a date. I saw her out randomly.
Oh, saw her out. Fair. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a date. No, I didn't. I don't know. I don't know if we clicked. She's a nice girl, but
Okay, fair.
I think it wasn't for me. And
Okay.
I was out with my friend's birthday. Like I didn't want to be there. I wanted to hang out with my friends.
Fair.
You know,
Okay.
but
That's so understandable.
But also
Okay.
at the moment, I'm in my guy era.
Love. Love that for you. Okay, so let's talk about like the LGBTQ community. As an American, and especially in LA, which is one of the reasons why I love LA, I feel like the LGBTQ community is celebrated. It's so accepted.
Yes.
It's loving.
West Hollywood.
Of course. Yes, of course. The whole country in America is not in agreement with that. But for the most part, I think it's more accepted than the experience I've had with it in Italy.
Right.
Yeah. Can you speak to that more, Jess, since you're in the community?
Yeah. I mean, look, it's so interesting because I dated a girl for 7 years, but I dated her here in Australia, not in Italy. So in Australia, it's interesting because throughout that relationship, that's when same-sex marriage became legal. That's when all of these cool things happened when we were in the relationship. So at the beginning of the relationship, it was a little harder. And I mean, it was always a bit, oh, do we hold hands? Do we not hold hands? But throughout the 7 years, not everything, but so much had changed that it became more comfortable, and going around holding hands in Australia was fine. In terms of Italy, I brought her back home to meet my family. And by family, I mean the leftover family that I have there. So my grandparents, my aunties, cousins, and everyone was really, really accepting. Aside from, I mean, my grandparents were a little bit more like, my nonna would push the fact that she wasn't my girlfriend. She was my friend. The other one that's now passed away, she cried. She was really upset. She didn't like it. But then she spoke with my dad, and my dad was like, there's nothing wrong with it. And then she was literally fine a few hours after that, which was nice. But you do see a lot of people not able to really be themselves when they're gay or lesbian or part of the queer community anyway in Italy. And it's kind of sad that to this day, it's still not really as accepted. And look, I'm from a little small town. In the big cities, it's different, I think, from what I see online. But it's fucked in the small towns how it's still not accepted. I don't know. It's kind of silly to me, but still where we're at.
I feel like part of it too maybe comes from the religion side of Italy, how religious people are, and primarily Catholic, of course, and how the Catholic Church really hasn't openly accepted gay marriage. So I feel like that might have something to do with it, whereas America's kind of like a melting pot of people, and religion's not really something that's so prevalent as it is in Italy.
Yeah, which is, the thing is, it's so interesting because religion is super prevalent in Italy, yes, because that's, where the Vatican is. And
you said prevalent.
Prevalent. That's how you say it, isn't it?
Prevalent.
Whatever. I'm foreign. Leave me alone. Girl. Wow. You're so rude. You're so rude. Judging my language skills. Wow.
I'm sorry. I said it in case
Anyway,
you wanted to
prevalent,
correct
whatever
yourself.
that word is, you get it.
Prevalent.
Prevalent. I'm foreign.
Honestly, I like prevalent better. Let's say prevalent.
Let's say prevalent, yeah?
Prevalent.
Prevalent. Prevalent.
No, prevalent. It's nice.
Prevalent. So it's prevalent.
No, it's prevalent.
Fuck off! You're confusing me! Prevalent. So, yes?
Yeah.
No?
Whatever you want.
Oh my God, I cannot. Whatever. So, prevalent. Prevalent. So basically, religion is prevalent in Italy. However, it's just purely because it's where it is. But it's more prevalent in the older generation. Oh, wow, I'm boring her. She's yawning at me. Anyway, so it's prevalent in the like older generation, but not necessarily in our generation, which is why and also my parents' generation, which is why sometimes it really confuses me how people are not accepting of the LGBTQIA plus community. Because what are you doing? You don't even go to church.
Yeah.
Like, if you are placing it on the fact that you are not meant to be gay, lesbian, whatever, like part of the LGBT queer, let's just say queer, you're not meant to be queer because of religion, but then you don't go to church and you don't follow what the religion says you should do, then what are you doing? That makes no sense to me. But also, even if you do follow what the religion says be kind to everybody. So what are you doing? Anyway, I have really strong opinions on it. I think it's silly. I think I don't think there is this is my opinion and this is your opinion. I think this is just, if you don't accept people for who they are, then there's something wrong with you. I'm sorry, but that's just what I think. I don't think it's like, oh, but this is my opinion, respect it. No. Why should I respect an opinion where you think that people are wrong based on who they like? Right?
She said what she said. She said what she said, folks. Period.
I know it's on period.
Is there anything else that you want to hit on this? On your experience?
I mean, look, overall, I was very lucky in my relationship with my ex-girlfriend and being accepted by the peeps around me. And I think also because I was in Australia. And that was very, 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 very helpful. But, you know, in saying that, she was from the Philippines. So it was bad on her side of the family. Her side of the family didn't like it, didn't like the relationship, and didn't like us together, didn't like any of it because they were very, very, very religious. Which is, you know, funnily enough, my family being Italian, they were fine with it. Like, and by my family, I mean my mom and my dad and my brother.
Yeah. Interesting.
But you know what I want to hear? I want to hear some crazy dating stories. So give me some. Yes, give me some, G.
Okay, so my stories are pulled from Italian American families primarily.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Let's start with this one. I feel like this goes off of what we were just saying too. Question is there still an expectation with Italian Americans to marry other Catholic Americans these days? So the person who wrote in said, I noticed when Italian Americans, mostly second and third generations, marry non-Italian Americans, those Americans are still Catholic. For example, Irish, French, Canadian, Polish, Hispanic, Filipino, just like Italians primarily are as Catholics. I think I only know one family with Italian American and non-Catholic American parents that married out of their religion. Is that common? Have you ever heard of this, Jess?
No.
Okay. So this is a very hot topic in my family.
What?
Of like, it's okay. I'm not even going to say that. I think my family has been, is like newer generation, not as much as like an older mindset these days. So it's okay if you marry a non-Italian, but if you do marry a non-Italian, it's highly encouraged by all of my old aunts, by my mom, to marry a Catholic. I think, my family is pretty religious. My family is pretty religious. I personally don't go to church every week, although I would like to start
Are you
bringing.
Catholic?
Yes, I am Catholic, but I don't
Oh.
go to church every week. But my family does go to church every week. My mom, my aunts go to church every week, and when my mom can't go, she usually watches it on TV. But that's a big thing of it. You should marry someone within your religion.
Wow. No, definitely.
Yeah.
That's never been a thing in my household. Absolutely never. And I think, again,
Okay.
that's because we are not, like, we're immigrants, but we're immigrants like later down the track in life. Whereas we're not the same type of immigrants, for instance, that were our grandparents, like your
Yeah.
grandparents were the immigrants. Because I'm the immigrant, it was never really like that modern Italian, I would say, let's just call it modern Italian as in like current Italian. I mean, sure, there's the Catholic people, but no, I don't. I mean, none of the people around me are like, you need to marry someone from your own religion. No, and definitely not my family. Like,
Interesting. I'd be
no.
curious to hear what other Italian American families experiences, because I really don't know if this is just my family or if it goes beyond.
No, I feel like it goes beyond. I've heard it so many times from immigrants that were grandparents that immigrated versus people from my generation in Italy. They're not like that.
Yeah.
Of course, you're gonna have the Catholic, like people that are Catholic and people that are very religious, but it's also not as prevalent as you may think. Did I say it right?
Relevant again. I can't.
Oh no!
This is a new word alert. Prelevant. Prelevant. It's not prevalent. It's prelevant. Okay.
Whatever, girl. All right.
You're trying so hard. I'm so proud of you. I love you.
Oh my gosh, shut up. I cannot. I make fun
Wait.
of people of not being able to say bruschetta, and then here I am not being able to speak English.
Prelevant. Okay,
Relevant.
I have to ask you a question. So in Australia,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm so naive. Is there a primary religion in Australia?
Yeah, that's a good question because I don't know how to answer it. I think so. I think the main religion is probably, oh, you know what? I actually can't give you information that I don't know. It's probably Catholic, but also it's so diverse here. It's so diverse. You have people from all different parts of the world. So everybody has their religion from wherever they're from. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story.
Okay, great.
So this is a dating story, and this my madness made me laugh. I was going to go to a bar with a girl I met on Tinder. She showed up 15 minutes late, which wasn't that big of a deal. Got out of the car, crossed the street, and then awkwardly shook my hand. Told me she forgot her ID at home, apologized, and left. And she never came back.
Oh, honey. Oh, I know what that means. I know what that means.
That's so sad. I
Poor
hate that.
guy. He was either several inches shorter than his profile said, or just his pictures
Did not look like his
didn't
pictures.
do it justice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, good for her because she just
I
saved
know.
herself an hour 2+. But it's so sad. Oh, the poor guy.
I
No, not good for
know.
her. I wish she did dinner with him and then
But no, you're giving your energy to someone. Actually, you know what? Actually,
I don't
sometimes
know.
you could just have dinner and like maybe you end up liking the dude. But then again, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of, oh, I don't know. Like, would I like a guy that's posting pictures that don't even look like him? Like, why are you doing that? Are you insecure? Like, is that telling me a trait about yourself? I don't know. Girl, I went on a date. Did I tell you about my date? Well, I'm
no.
gonna tell you.
Here,
Did I
say
not?
everything.
Did I not tell you?
No.
So I went on a date. I went on a date with this guy. God damn.
Oh, buckling up for this, sister. Okay, hit me.
He was here in Australia. He's from London, but he lives in America.
Oh.
He was 6'6", and he was literally exactly like his pictures. And that body was so ripped from top of the head to his toe. And I'm telling you, every single part of that body, and I'm imagining it right now, girl, was dessert. Like I Oh, I was thoroughly satisfied. Let's just put it that way. Thoroughly satisfied, very happy. That man is going to see me again when I come to LA.
Jess, I love this for you.
She's
the
happy. Let's just say.
The accent though. Okay,
No.
look. I don't know. I feel like Americans love a London accent. I just like can't even be bothered. But I feel like a little British accent is 100% like everything that every girl dreams of.
I agree.
Maybe not every girl, but a lot of girls. I love
so
this for you.
sexy.
And he lives. Why was he in Australia? Just on vacation?
Just on vacation during New Year's and like Christmas time. And I'm like, of course I'll see you. Of course I'll be your tour guide.
He lives in LA, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't wait for part 2 of that story.
Girl, I'm
for
telling
sharing.
you, he just knew what to do. So this is not really a horror story. That story went really well. And
That's
I packed
a great
my bag.
story.
Thank you. I packed my bag for that date. I had shoes in there, toothbrush, because I knew what I wanted that night. I knew what I wanted. And I'm like, I'm getting it because she's been dry for a while and she needs to be,
Okay. While we're on the topic of dating, this is a great subtopic to get into. Sleeping at a guy's for the first, second, third time is like girls waking up in the morning like, oh my God, I look horrible. My makeup is like all smudged. I need to take it off or keep it on. What do I do? My eyes are crusty because I probably kept my mascara on the night before. Like, where do I put my bag? Or I don't have a bag. Like, where's my purse? Is it in the bedroom? Is it out of the bedroom? Like, oh my God, I need chapstick. I need something. I need to brush my teeth. Ew, my breath is disgusting. Packing a bag, Jess. Freaking genius.
It's genius, isn't
Was
it?
he like, what was it? Did he comment on the bag?
He doesn't know what's inside my bag. It was
How
a
big was
going
your
out
bag? Was it like a duffel?
It was just a going out bag, and I had all these travel like sized things in there. So makeup remover, I had shoes, I had what else did I have in there? Oh, I had
shoes.
perfume.
This had to have been a big
flats.
going out bag.
Exactly these ones. So
Was he impressed when you switched your shoes, or was he just a boy and didn't even notice?
he was just a boy and didn't even notice, which I kind of like because
whatever,
who cares? Like, that's
Jess,
great. You know that I didn't put in effort.
I love this for you. You're so smart. That's like literally.
I know. So in the morning, I'm taking my mascara off, and then I am redoing my makeup a little bit. I'm brushing my teeth so that it's clean. Girl, I thought about everything.
A pro.
Thank you. Thanking you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to hit you with another story.
Yes.
Okay. I am not Italian. Recently, I started dating a girl. She's great and I love her so much. I met her family a few nights ago for dinner. Aww. She warned me that the male side of her family is very big into being macho, into testing the boys the women date and bring home. And they're very big on taking pride in their Italian ancestry. I felt extremely uncomfortable the entire dinner, and I don't know if I should tell her or not. What are your thoughts?
Aww.
My family's the same way.
Really?
I would say part of my family. My Uncle Joe. Shout out Uncle Joe. I love you.
Gotta put the I love you in there.
He's always been a questioner to all of my cousins, men who they take home, asking a lot of questions. Personal, some not. What do you do for a living?
Funny.
Do you make good money? Why are you dating her?
Oh, I mean, my dad asks those questions too, but he's just trying to get to know the person.
Okay, but do you think the person thinks of it like that, or do you think you're just used to your dad?
No, I don't think he's interrogating them. He's just a curious man, a bit like me.
Okay.
Asks a lot of questions, very curious, very interested in people's lives, and that's how I am too. There's a difference though between interrogating and asking because you're genuinely interested, and I think maybe your uncle is interrogating.
True. I feel like the typical American though, like, wouldn't ask those like personal questions because they seem too personal to ask for the first time you're meeting someone.
honestly, it depends how it's being said as well.
Yeah.
Because like they are sometimes a little bit too personal. It's never really happened. Like I don't think my nonna probably asks things that are a bit too personal. I'm like, Nonna, what are you doing? Don't ask that. But also I would speak up and be like, can you not do that? Can you not ask that? Don't do that.
Yeah.
Like I'm open enough and it's comfortable enough in my family to do that. But if this person, but if this person cannot do that, it's a little bit hard.
I think for this guy who wrote this, I think he should definitely tell his girlfriend that he felt uncomfortable.
Yes.
Because seems like a bigger conversation of like a culture shock. Like, oh,
yeah.
Hi, I'm your girlfriend. This is how my family is. I understand it was a lot to take in, but this is part of me. I apologize for it. Or, I think it's a good conversation to be had, especially if you guys are in a good place in your relationship.
Yeah, I agree. But I think we're running out of time. So on that note, let's leave and close up this episode today with something good. Because with everything that's happening in today's world and every day and all the time, there's so many things that are going wrong. And we want to leave you with a note of happiness. So you can leave this with a smile because we don't talk about the good news enough.
Correct.
So this is something that I found on the internet, something good that I thought was really nice and sweet. A former wild child searched for the foster mom who changed her life 40 years ago. And then she found her. And it's basically a story of, and she says that she's never stopped thinking about her. So she was basically a foster child and this lady looked after her, and she was wild, so she would sneak out of home, she would answer her badly, do all these things, and then ended up leaving and never came back. But now it's been 40 years, and I believe she's a psychologist, and she's found her, and she's told her how she's changed her life, and it's because of her that she is who she is today, because of the lessons that she taught her. Even though she says she was being a wild child, she still says that she's learned so much from her, and that's why she's alive. And I just thought that was really, really, really heartwarming to hear. Like, imagine that woman that heard this girl that she fostered 40 years later saying, "You changed my life."
That's really, really beautiful. That's such a good story. And I'm assuming that they connected online, or she probably found her from...
Yeah, it was online. And and they found each other, and the rest is history.
I love that so much. And can I actually add one more extremely quick good note that I think relates to the topic of dating and the queer community?
Yeah.
Okay. The longest recorded rainbow was in 2017 and lasted in the sky for 8 hours and 58 minutes.
I love that so
Isn't
much.
That so pretty? Oh, and it was in Taipei Yangmingxing mountain range.
Nice. Wow, that's a long time. It's like literally a whole working day.
Almost nine hours. Is insane.
I love that. Oh, how cute.
We
love it. Well, with that, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. We hope that you loved hearing us talk just as much as we love hearing ourselves talk.
Yeah. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for listening. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.
Ciao.